The film starts from the Philippines. We see that there is a zombie virus spread all over the city. Everyone is caught up in it. Everyone was being bitten by this virus. But a man living in the same city, whose name was Francis. He and his family were fortunately still safe from this virus. In Francis's family, there were his wife and 2 sons, with whom he was going to his village house, because they thought that the zombie virus must have spread only in the city. The village must still be safe. So with this hope, she was going there, so that we can be safe there and will be saved from being a zombie. Now in the village, Francis's mom and dad also lived. As soon as people come to their house, Francis goes to his dad's room. He wakes up to find that his dad has died with a gun, because he had also become a zombie himself. So he thought that it would be better for me to kill myself than to become a killer zombie. But Francis was saddened by his death. He was also feeling bad that what I came here thinking and what happened. Now he keeps his dad's gun with him, because in such a situation, weapons should be kept with you. Then he comes out of the room, but he wakes up to see that his mom is standing there in blood. His body is cut, because she has also become a zombie. She is crawling towards Francis so that she can also be cut and turn into a zombie. Even after seeing them, Francis felt bad. Now he did not want to do this, but it was his helplessness. He takes out a gun and puts a stone on his heart. He shoots his mom and kills her. After that, he buries his mom and dad's corpses so that his soul can rest in peace. Then he explains to his family that, look, we will have to stay here because there's a lot of danger outside. We will not have any problem here because there is a farm here, so we will get food. There is also a pump, so we will get water to drink, so there will be no problem, for which they also agree. Here we notice that Francis and his wife Iris are angry with each other. It seems as if they had a fight and they were not even talking. They are unhappy. Now they decide to go to the storeroom so that they cannot get the necessary things from there. But when they come there, they see that the corpse of the caretaker is died here. Actually, he died to save himself from becoming the zombie. And there were some chickens that were trapped in the cage. Francis tells his eldest son to take out the keys from the caretaker's pocket and free the chickens and bring them to me. Now his eldest son was very scared. Seeing this, Francis says that this is not the time to be afraid, but understand that this is your training in a way, that if ever a zombie comes in front of you, then try to save yourself without being afraid of it. Hearing this, he slowly moved forward. He tries to take the keys from the caretaker's pocket, but he was so scared that the corpse falls on him, and he took it and fell down. Now he can't breathe. There was blood on him, so he goes to the pump and cleans the blood. Seeing this, Iris got angry. After his eldest son's death, she tells Francis that, why are you teaching him all this now? He's still a child. On this, Francis gets angry and says, what a child. This is not the time to think about all this. If you want to live, you have to learn all this. Now here we can notice that Francis loved his eldest son more than his youngest son. He didn't pay much attention to his eldest son. Now we will soon find out why he cared so much about his children. After checking all the work in the evening, Francis and Iris go to the basement. When Francis comes here, he gets very angry. He starts getting scared. Actually, in his childhood, his dad used to beat Francis a lot on small mistakes and kept him locked in the basement all day. And today, Francis remembered all that because of coming here. That's why he was in this condition. But Iris tells him to control himself. Don't do this. After which they sit down to eat. Francis's eldest son tells him that. My friend had messaged me that. I'm going to the camp near the mountain with my mom and dad. The place is completely safe and more people are staying there. So I think we should also go there. But after hearing this, Francis clearly refuses. He says, no, we will not go anywhere, because there we will not even be given proper food. And look here, we have everything to eat. If there is no shortage of anything, then we will stay here. That's it. Now Iris doesn't like this, because she herself didn't want to stay here. Anyway, when Francis was sleeping at night, he starts having his dad's brownie dreams, in which he was beating Francis badly. Seeing this, his eyes open. So now, fearing this, he decides to leave from here. About this, he tells his wife that, okay, let's go. We will stay in that camp because my childhood brownie dreams will not let me stay here. So the next day, these people leave for that camp through the van. But when they came a little further, they saw that there is a barricade in front, and a lot of bad cars are parked on the side because the barricade was installed to block the road. Iris gets out of the car and goes to remove the barricade. But then a brownie zombie tries to attack there. Seeing this, Francis immediately comes out with a gun and shoots the zombie. But with the sound of the bullet, a lot of zombies come there. To save themselves, They hide in the car. Then Francis throws a bomb outside and blows up all the zombies. But the biggest problem here was that their van was broken. Now that's why they keep walking. And secondly, they didn't have any other way to get out of the village. That's why they come back to the village. Then the next morning, Francis goes and fixes his broken van. But he doesn't tell this to his family because he had made up his mind that they would stay here. He thinks that in the village, only bad dreams will bother me, not these zombies. So no matter what happens, we will stay here because there are a lot of zombies outside. That's why he fixes the house better. He also puts the lights on. Then he started dancing with his family so that they can also enjoy. After this, Francis's two sons start looking at old pictures, in which there was also a picture of Francis's brother. Now here the younger son tells his brother, "Brother, have you noticed something? Now you look exactly like your father's brother, not like your father." Hearing this, the elder brother loses his mind because now he understands everything. Okay, so this is why my father is so upset with me, because he also found out that I am not his son. In fact, I am his brother's son. Actually, Francis's brother had a relationship with Iris. That's why this big son was born. And even after that, Francis forgave Iris. And then he took care of both the children. But because he was not his real son, that's why Francis kept getting angry at him. But yes, he didn't have any wrong intentions, like hurting him, etc. In fact, he often explained to himself, "What do I keep doing? It's not his fault. He also needs a father, so I will take good care of him too. And I will love him like a father, because he is responsible for me." And that's why often Francis and Iris used to fight. Now when Francis goes out, a dog bites him. When Iris takes care of him, but she also says that we should go to the doctor. What if the dog poisons you? Hearing this, Francis says that there was a bandage around the dog's neck, which made him look like a pet dog, and such dogs cannot be poisoned. "You don't worry, nothing will happen to me." After this, Francis's eldest son, he says, "Dad, I also want to do something for my family, so that I can be useful when needed." Francis says, "Son, you are still young, and if you think you are great, and you think you can save your family, then tell me, can you take someone's life to save us?" This time he says yes. He says, "Yes, Dad, I can take anyone's life to save my family." That's why Francis tells him to shoot him in front. Now his son was very scared, but Francis scares him more, so that all the fear inside him is gone. Then Iris and her youngest son came here. Seeing this, Iris says, "What are you making him do?" Now, he is not able to do this. Francis is not seeing how scared he is. Now, after hearing this from his mother, they shoot him. But after hearing the sound of the bullet, zombies start coming there. That's why they run to their house to save their lives. But the zombies also followed them, had come to the house. But before they enter the house, then someone comes in a big car, which burns the tire. Looking at the horn, the zombies focus on themselves. As soon as the zombies focus on the car, that man takes the car and goes from there. And the zombies also run behind, which saves their lives. But Francis recognized that car. The car was actually his brother's. Yes, the same brother, with whom his wife was related, and had an elder son. So the next day, Francis went to meet his brother. He was very angry. His brother says, "Calm down, brother. I just came to see if mom and dad are okay or not." Francis tells him that they are already dead, and shows him the gun and says that you also have no work here now. Come on, get out of here. Otherwise, I will shoot you in the head right now and kill you. So he says, "Hey, brother, I have not come to stay here." Okay. Saying this, he gives him a map and says, "I have heard that there is a camp near the mountain. This is the map to go there. If you have to go, then go there. I'm also going there. Your life will be saved." Saying this, he sits in the car and leaves from there to go to that camp. But Francis did not want to take the help of his brother. So he starts burning the map, and suddenly he stopped. So he thought that maybe this map will come in handy in trouble. Thinking that, he keeps the map with him. On returning home, he puts sticks on the windows so that zombies cannot enter because of the sticks. Now his younger son goes to the basement while playing, where he sees an old zombie outside the window, due to which the child's condition deteriorates. Then she comes and takes care of Iris, and says that, "Son, this is an old and weak zombie, due to which we do not need to be afraid." Now Francis had heard these words, so he goes to that zombie and separates his head from his body. Now when Francis is about to go to take a bath, then his elder son comes here, who sees the map there, but before he could do anything, Francis scolds him and drives him away. Now here we can guess from Francis's words, as if his immune system is deteriorating. Now, when everyone was eating at night, then the elder son tells his mother that dad has a map. Hearing this, Iris asks Francis about it. Is this true? Do you have a map or something? On which he clearly refuses. No, I don't have anything like that. He must have had a misunderstanding. Then he also tells his children here, do you know why your mother wants to go from here? Because she wants to go to my brother, with whom she had an affair. She would have left you two a few months ago, but couldn't go because of the virus. Hearing this, both the children are shocked. Iris asks Mom, is this true? Iris says yes. I wanted to go to him, on which Francis shows the map, and burning in front of everyone, says that no one will go anywhere. Everyone will stay here, because this is my last decision. Now, although Iris stops him from doing this, but he doesn't stop. He burns the whole map. Then he also closes the main door with wood, so that no one can go outside. He makes the excuse that zombies are roaming outside, so it would be better to close the door, so that he doesn't get inside. Hearing this, the eldest son says, Papa, you are lying. There are no zombies outside. You just want to keep us here. Hearing this, Francis gets so mad that he slaps his eldest son and says, how dare you talk like this? Why did you speak in between? You are not my child, so you don't have to speak in between. Now a wounded soldier knocks on the door. He needs help. Francis says, go away from here. We won't let you in. Now that soldier was not infected with the virus. So the eldest son forcefully opens the door and brings the soldier inside. The soldier says that I live in the camp near the mountain, but today there was an attack by zombies, because of which the whole camp was destroyed. Then a man came there in a car who saved me from those zombies. He gave me the address of this house and said that you go there. That is my brother's house. You can live there comfortably. To be honest, he was a very good man, and he was talking about Francis's brother. Then he says that now God knows whether he will be alive or not, because I escaped, but he was surrounded by zombies. Hearing this, Iris also gets very sad, thinking that even he is no more, but she allows the soldier to stay in this house. Francis says that you can stay here, but you will stay in the basement, so that you stay away from my family, for which he agrees. Now at night, his elder son goes to Iris, and crying says, Mom, I know that I am not Francis's real son. That's why he doesn't love me. But I love Francis and everyone. I consider him my family. Now I feel that there must be a safe place outside, where we can live comfortably. So please, Mom, allow me to go out, so that I can keep my family safe. If I can do something, it means for you people. But Iris is not ready for this. But when he insists again and again, then what could Iris do? She agrees. Then he runs away from home. Now the next morning, when Francis does not find his elder son at home, then he starts looking for him everywhere. That God knows where he has gone. But when he finds the door open, then he understands that he has run away. This made Francis crazy, and now he picks up the hammer in anger, and he attacks the wounded soldier and kills that poor guy. Then he also kills Iris and makes her unconscious. When she opens her eyes, she finds herself in the basement, where the younger son was also there, because Francis had locked both of them in the basement, which meant that he has gone even crazier. Then he saw the dog that had bitten Francis. Francis catches him and kills him, and takes that dog to both of them to eat meat. But when Iris forbids him to eat, then in anger, Francis shoots a lot of firecrackers. There was a knife in the plate. When it fell down, Iris thinks of hiding it, so that I can free myself with his help. But the poor guy's luck was not so good, because then Francis also sees the knife, and picks it up and keeps it with him. Once again, he locks both of them in the basement, and goes out of there. But here Iris makes a plan, and she tells her son to scream loudly. As soon as her son screamed, hearing the voice, Francis comes to the basement, and as soon as he comes, Iris attacks him. Then she came out with her son and imprisons Francis there. Seeing this, Francis starts thinking of his dad, because his dad used to torture him a lot, because of which he gets very scared. Now when Iris and her son come out of the basement, then Francis's brother comes here, whose condition is very bad, because he also became a zombie. He starts attacking both of them. So to save his life, he starts running, but he had caught Iris. Hearing his brother's voice, Francis gets angry. He thinks that he might turn my family into zombies. And as soon as his brother is about to bite Iris, then he breaks the door of the basement, and Francis comes out. He kills his brother and puts him aside, then shoots him and kills him. Then while crying, his younger son comes here because Francis's brother had bitten his arm, which means now he will also become a zombie. Seeing this, he gets scared. He thinks that, oh shit, what happened? Oh my god, what happened? But Iris bravely cuts her son's arm so that the virus does not spread all over the body. And by bandaging his wound, she tells Francis to bring the van quickly. She has to take him to the hospital. Then Francis quickly runs to the van. But here his elder son, who is standing with a gun, he sees Francis. Now seeing him in blood, the elder daughter thinks, maybe dad has gone completely crazy, and they also killed mom, because of which he shoots Francis. But when he comes to Francis, he shakes his hand on his cheek and says, "My son, I used to consider you my son, and if ever your heart is hurt because of me, please forgive me." Now seeing this, he understands that I made a big mistake by shooting him. He says, "Dad, forgive me. This happened to me unknowingly." But Francis does not say anything because he was dead, and because of this, his son breaks. He was very sad. What did I do? But poor Francis did not know that to save the younger son, I will go to take the van so that his life is saved, but I will be killed by the elder son. But now the elder son takes the van and starts coming home, where Iris was waiting for Francis to come home, but she does not know that he is dead. Now neither Francis was there, nor his brother, who can take care of this family. That's why all the responsibility came to Iris alone, where that poor girl now had to raise her children alone. That too at such a difficult time, when the virus is spreading everywhere. Now this poor family, she was saved somehow, but with her, it got so bad. And with this sad ending, this movie also ends here. Thanks. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about this movie and what other movies or documentaries you want me to review next. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.